I am recreating this Lego set, but at a huge 20:1 scale. This is approximately how far into the build I am in the large scale. It's coming along quite nicely, and today should be a good day for a big visual change because this is where I hope to get the castle to at the end of this video. More or less. A couple small pieces may or may not be in place yet, or maybe a couple other things will be. It's gonna be pretty different because we're gonna just have walls going all the way around. I'm excited to see what it's like. I feel like it's gonna feel much more like an actual room or building that I can be inside. So it's time to start building it. So I started out by putting down more floor, as I so often do, and I should have enough of the floor down that every other piece that I want to now build on will have a place to go. That's always very good. I then moved the drawbridge out of the way because I'm actually going to use this space up front, the front lawn as it were, to build a bunch of walls. Now I have a lot of walls that I need to build before I put them in place for the next few steps of this build. In fact, I'm going to be doing 6 of them at once, and I'm going to try and make all of that fit up here. So all of that I've already printed. That's what these piles are back here. I have stacks of 5 of each piece that goes into a wall panel. And then I have a 6th separate one because it's one of the walls that has like a pattern printed onto the front. So I did that one separate, and all of these are just the same. And I'm gonna try and just sort of all of it at once, just make a bunch of them. I do first have to clear out a little bit more space. I've got the front of the drawbridge platform right there unassembled, so I'm going to assemble that, move it out of the way, and then start on the wall pieces. It's gonna be a lot. Did it again. I installed a piece wrong. So this piece, it goes right here, but it goes right here 90 degrees. So this is supposed to be the nice smooth edge. This is not supposed to be the smooth edge. And because it's locked in place, the only way to get it off is to destroy it and print a new one. So successfully creating this 3D printed castle takes a lot of tools and logistics, and not just the 3D printers themselves, but also the software, coordination of filament delivery. There's a lot going on here with juggling everything. Having the right tools and software just has absolutely been key. With my finances, I also need the right tools to build my financial foundation correctly. And I'm able to do that with today's sponsor, Chime. Chime is the #1 most loved banking app. Chime offers a smarter way to manage your money with no monthly fees, no minimums, and no stress. I cannot stress enough how important good financial habits are. And a couple of Chime's features that I've found to be super helpful are their SpotMe and credit building feature. I think we've all had to deal with just the nightmare of overdraft fees at some point, whether intentionally or unintentionally, they're the worst to deal with. This is somewhere Chime stands out. Most banks charge you when you overdraft. Chime doesn't. With SpotMe, eligible members can overdraft up to $200 on debit transactions or cash withdrawals with no fees. On top of that, one of the best things Chime brings you is the secured Chime card to help you build good credit. This is so important, especially for big purchases in life, like getting a car or a house. The Chime card helps build credit with no annual fees or interest and no credit check to apply. The money you move into your Chime card secured deposit account is the amount you can spend on your card. You decide how much and how often. Your monthly balance can also be paid seamlessly with that deposit on time every month with safer credit building turned on. I wish I'd had this years ago when I started out with credit cards and debt. Join millions of others and get Chime by clicking on the link in the description or by using the QR code you see here. Get the right tools now to build your financial foundation successfully with Chime. I've got the walls mostly built. There's still little bits to do, but there's an order to things that has to happen. So where they are right now, I'm actually going to use this 3D printing pen, and I'm going to go over some of the lines. lines. This does a really good job of sort of gluing everything together so it's a little sturdier and the parts can't pop back apart. And since I'm just 3D printing with the exact same filament they're printed in, it also helps fill in the lines a little bit. I talked a while ago, like on video 1 or 2, about how I was looking for ways to fill in these lines. And while I'm not trying to do that entirely, I'm not going for a seamless look on the walls and bricks. Just every method I tried was giving either an imperfect result or it was just gonna take way too long. Like if I tried to fill every line with this, it's still somewhat visible and it's very slow. But it is worth it to do a little bit of the filling just to help hold everything together. Got all the walls printed. Now, well, it's almost time to start putting them in place, but there are some other blocks that have to go on the ground before them, and then we put them in place. Guys, this is Pooch. Explain what you do for Prusa.
Oh, I do a lot of things for Prusa. I go to events, I get to work with awesome creators like you in helping these amazing projects happen. One of my favorite by far, I think I told you that I have this castle, I've built it, I'm so excited to see this.
The normal size?
No, a normal size.
Okay,
I don't have this one.
So Pooch has been my point of contact at Prusa for this whole project. Getting me the machines, organizing, getting all of the filament and parts and everything I need to make this happen, as well as helping me set up printers, helping me know which colors and materials I wanted to be using, just a whole host of things. And today he is back now that I've done, I wanna say I'm about 60% of the way done with the whole build.
You've made a ton of progress since I've been here last.
Yeah. Today we are going to be setting up an XL. So I have one of these and I've been using it and it's been awesome. We're going to set up a new one today because you felt that it would be beneficial to what I've got coming up in a few ways.
Yeah, well, you're getting to the point now where we're starting to see the need for larger prints, and not just that, but things like all these nice remnant spools that you have over here that we'd love to put to better use than just letting it sit in your cabinet, right?
So yeah, so this happens, if I am printing something, I'll usually come to where my printers are twice a day. In the morning, in the evening, I'll take prints off and I'll start new prints on every machine. But if there's only about this much filament on a machine when I'm ready to start a print, I know that it's gonna finish this much up in like 20 minutes and then just be sitting there until I come back 12 hours later, and I don't want to do that. So that's what's happened with all of these spools, is I've known that they wouldn't have enough material on them to finish the print, so I take them off early, put a new spool on, but that just leaves me with these remnants, and the XL has a good way to handle that problem.
The XL's got a really cool feature, and I don't think it's used nearly as much as it should be. It's called spool join, and it does exactly what you're talking about, where it's like you just put all your remnants on here, you set a print going, and if it's something that ultimately you might paint or is not going to be visible, it can either merge a lot of filaments, or if you happen to have a lot of gray, you can get a good functional
So I could put 5 partially empty rolls on. It'll just print until one runs out. It'll switch to the next one, print till that one runs out, switch to the next one, print till that one runs out. So it's going to be a good way to not have all this waste just on the rolls. I should actually be able to use it up.
Exactly. So this is our fully assembled variant. However, so that it is protected as well as possible in shipping, we did have to take off the tool heads and the display to keep it as protected as possible. So all we have to do now is just get the tool heads on here and the display, and then we'll get a print running.
Sounds good. Let's go. All right, it's time for boot up. Let's see how this goes. Don't explode.
It's not gonna explode.
You never know.
I have not once ever seen one explode.
I believe you.
I'm seeing lights where I want to see lights. I'm hearing fans where I want to hear fans. It's provisioning all the dwarf boards, which are the daughter boards in here, which is really cool. We'll run through the calibration and get a test print going.
Yeah. Well, there you go. We got our brick printed, and it's looking mighty fine.
Feels good to use up all these extra little remnants.
Now, Pooch, would you like to attach this brick onto the castle?
Can I put it on the castle?
I think you should. We've got some spots up on this tower if you feel like climbing a tower.
I do, of course.
So we're gonna need one to go on the bottom, and then of course we add one onto the top as well.
To the tower. Okay, here we go.
Oh, see, you went too far. You gotta go.
Didn't listen.
Gotta go another 85 degrees.
It only goes on clockwise.
There you go. Well attached.
Thank you.
You built a castle.
I helped.
So thank you very much to Pooch for laying this brick, and even much more so for being my contact at Prusa and helping so much with all of the setup and everything with the machines that you've been doing. Thank you very much.
Can I get down now?
Yeah. We installed a few things last video that are getting a little bit undone this video. First, you may notice that our drawbridge that I was very happy to get installed is not currently installed. It's off to the side because the method of attachment that I used, as I said might happen, it's not strong enough. In the regular scale, it's just held in by 2 studs going into the bottom of this rotating brick here. That's great when it weighs like 2 grams, but when it weighs tens of pounds, you know, I think that whole thing probably weighs like 60, 80 pounds, it doesn't hold up. So I need to figure out a better attachment and rotation setup for the actual drawbridge. And if you'd like to discuss that, we'd love to have you join us over on the Discord where we talk about this project. The link for that is down in the description. Yeah, I'd love ideas of how to do this. I'm sure I'm gonna have to figure out something way more reinforced to get this attached that actually lets the drawbridge go up and down while being attached on the bottom. Along with that, I had this nice platform that I mentioned I would have to replace because I made it very fragile. This is going to be a thing that everyone has to walk over to get in and out of the castle once all the walls are up. But I forgot that when I was printing it, and I printed it at a very low infill that is not at all strong enough to hold people. So I did reprint the pieces much stronger. These will do a great job, but that means I have to take these ones off. That works just an absolute treat. All right, let's put these together and install them. Along with the higher strength of the bricks, I also added a little bit of a chamfer that goes all the way around them. That's because the drawbridge, as it went up and down, was actually the corners were hitting each other. And so I added a chamfer to go all the way around to sort of hope that stops it from happening. And we'll see how well that actually works once I have the new drawbridge method installed. ETA on that, complete unknown. So much sturdier. Oh, that feels so much better to walk on. Not cracking and breaking as I step on it. Huge improvement. Let's see what else I can do. We've got walls. This is really exciting. It looks so good. I'm super happy with where things are. I'm gonna do a little bit more and get some studs on top of these walls, but we are walled in. I know I've got gaps on the sides. That'll get fixed soon, but it feels so cool to actually this is the size of the interior of the castle. How cool is that? Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. It's very exciting. Walls are not my favorite to build. They're very time consuming to put together. Like these are made of 35 different parts that have more if you count the things on the back. It's 39 different parts to make one wall. So that's a little annoying to build. But wall days where I put up a lot of walls, because that's where I am in the instructions, the visual change is very exciting. It makes it all worth it. I'm in a room. I'm in a 3D printed castle room. Let's see what few more details we can throw on here, but I'm really happy with where we are. Okay, let's get some studs on these. Now, Prusa has actually been upgrading the printer collection I am using. I've now got a bank of the Core 1 printers. They wanted to show how they are a little bit better than the Mark 4s or even Mark 4Ss for a few things. They have a higher build volume, they have a faster printing speed, and overall a Core XY printer. That's where the print bed goes up and down rather than bed slinging back and forth. They're just a little bit more stable and reliable, and I have definitely been enjoying the increased speed and reliability of the Core 1 over the Mark 4s that I have. Those ones are great, and I've printed most of these bricks on the Core 1 so far, but it is nice to get the upgrade. I made a post on my YouTube channel asking people what questions they had about the castle, and I'm going to answer a few of them here. I've gone ahead and taken a couple screenshots. So, first question. If you had the opportunity to build any Lego set, regardless of the final size, which one would you pick? This user said they would go for something from Lego City or Lego Ninjago. So one of the reasons that I did a castle in the first place is I always loved castle Lego, but there is a castle Lego set that I would like to do more than this one, but it's enormous. The set I'd like to do is called Lion Knight's Castle. And I don't know exactly when it came, it came out in 2022, so it's fairly recent. And it's a castle, but it is monstrously larger than this one. This set comes with about 650 brick pieces to it. Lion Knight's Castle comes with 4,392 pieces to it. I think it's literally twice as tall and twice as wide. Like, it would be a warehouse full. And yeah, I would actually love to build that at this scale. It would take years, absolute years. So it would be very cool. I don't think it's happening anytime soon. But yeah, Lion Knight's Castle. That's set 10305. Next question, did you measure out the full height of the mega castle? It could just be the video, but it looks like there's not enough room for the full tower or that it's going to be a tight fit. So I did measure it out by measuring the scale like the original model and multiplying that by 20, since that's what I'm doing is I'm multiplying every dimension by 20. And it is going to fit in the room, but I'll be honest, the garage door opener is actually going to be a bit of an issue. That is basically straight above my head and it's right where a brick on the actual set is gonna be. So I may have to figure out a workaround for that one brick while the castle is in this physical location. Other than that, it will fit. It's just gonna be, like you said, it will be close. It's gonna be a tight fit, so I'm very lucky to have this space. Last question I'm gonna answer is, can you add lights in it and can you motorize the entry? And I actually really like this idea. I do think it will be fun after I have the whole castle built to add a little bit of lighting. Now, I know it's a medieval castle. They didn't have electricity going for them, but I think I'll find some ways to do it. Maybe I'll get some lights that look kind of like torches. I might throw up some like cafe lights, those like string ones that they Pinterest cute lights. And as for motorizing, I actually really like the idea of motorizing the drawbridge. So for the crank to be in the correct spot, I won't be able to reach it if I want the drawbridge to open and close. So I'm gonna have to put some method of opening and closing it from below, and I do think that motorizing it is actually going to be a great way to do that. Thank you for your questions. I'll try and do this again in future videos. You may have noticed me wearing a couple extremely good looking new t-shirts in this video, and that's because we've got merch up in our store. The link is down in the description. We've got t-shirts, we've got hats, we've got hoodies, we got mugs, all sorts of stuff. Check the link in the description, check it out now, and rep the coolest merch that exists anywhere in the entire universe, probably. I haven't taken a poll yet, but I think it is. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's the best. Get yours now. A huge thank you shout out to all of my supporters on Patreon, and just so you know, I do actually post a decent amount of behind the scenes stuff on Patreon. That's both for the paid supporters and the free supporters, so I would appreciate if you wanted to follow me along there as well.